Now, VUCA actually was created by the American War College after World War II to describe the new world that we'd entered, the Cold War, post-World War II. We now realize it's a far better way to describe where we are right now. What is VUCA? Well, by the way, what does VUCA mean in Zulu? Wake up! Now, that's not what the American US College was saying back then, but had they known Zulu, I think they would have realized that was a very good description. In fact, VUCA stands for, anybody know? Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Let's talk very briefly about these. Volatility. Well, the joke is we need a one-handed economist, because what does the economist tell us? On the one hand, it could go up, on the other, it could go down. The Economist, the magazine, probably the most credible publication on the economy, never predicted the 2008 meltdown. But you'll always find somebody who did. Just remember, a stopped clock is still right twice a day. Okay, there's always going to be somebody who predicts something. All right, I had the privilege to speak with Robert Kiyosaki, probably the not probably, he is the best-selling personal finance author of all time. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You might know it. So he's a great guy, huge respect. Robert Kiyosaki, God bless him, has been predicting the next recession for the past 16 years. It's always coming next year, next year, next year. So, you know, yeah, the experts, the so-called experts, nobody knows, okay? Nobody knows. It could go up, it could go down. All right, that's just it. So when I'm not a futurist, by the way. I know futurism is a big industry out there. A lot of my friends and colleagues are, and that's wonderful. I'm not a futurist. Because let me tell you something, there's two kinds of futurists. Those who don't know and those who know they don't know, okay? Now, nobody knows, all right? It could go up, it could go down. Everybody wants a crystal ball. They all want somebody to tell them what's going to happen. I do not know. I know it could go up, and I know it could go down. I know there hasn't been a recession for 10 years now, and if we look at cycles, it looks like we probably are due for one. But people were saying it was going to happen 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So what do we know? So why am I emphasizing this? Because, folks, there's something more important than prescience. Prescience is the ability to see the future. I can't see the future. To my knowledge, nobody can see the future. There's something more important than prescience. Resilience. Resilience. The ability to deal with whatever future arises. That's what we need. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Uncertainty. Yes. There is tremendous change. You've heard it before. Change is inevitable. It always has been. That's not new. Change is inevitable, except from a vending machine. What isn't inevitable is our response. That's why I thought that Charles Darwin said the fittest will survive. Darwin never said the fittest will survive. Darwin said those who are most responsive to change will survive. I say those who lead change will do more than survive. Those are the ones who will thrive. There's no such thing as certainty, just adventure. If tomorrow always looked like yesterday, life would bore us to tears. I don't know why change has become such a swear word. When things don't change, people get bored and they die. Complexity. Yes, there are multiple variables. One of the reasons it's so difficult to predict is because there's so many factors. There's so many things going on, right? And what does it mean? If there's multiple variables, we need to be scientists about it. We need to test things out. Try something, see if it works. If it doesn't, try something else. Learn the lesson, move on, try something else. Understand that we're never going to get it right all the time. We're going to fail. We're going to maybe enter a new job or a new career, not quite get it right, enter another. That's complexity. And finally, ambiguity. You might remember the old tale of the 5 blind men, and they come into contact with something, and each one of them, one says, well, it's a wall, the other says it's a hose pipe, the other says it's a feather duster, the other says it's a plug hole, and what is it? It's an elephant. The plug hole probably wouldn't have survived that. They're all touching the elephant, but they don't know, they can't see the elephant, right? They've all got a part of the elephant. So what has to happen is they need to talk to one another, share, understand that one person doesn't know everything. Well, other than Donald Trump, he knows everything. Okay. Some people do. Some people do. But most of us don't. And so we need to be humble. We need to have some humility and understand it's okay. I don't have to know everything. As Jack Welch likes to say, you don't have to know everything. You just have to know Who knows? And be willing to reach out.